Okay, I'm just gonna continue from that 6 minute video that I actually made. It's actually a part two of what I made. I said the second point is because they're actually intimidated by you. So it's as I said, it's a continuation of why people are actually ruining your name behind your back, why they have a lot of shit to say, why are they actually saying a lot of shit. So the second point is the fact that they are actually intimidated by you. So when they're actually intimidated by you, what do they do? So obviously they're ruining your name. They want you. You'll be going around intimidated. You'll be going around having a lot of self-doubt, having a lot of negative beliefs about yourself. You're having a lot of things that are actually not true about yourself, because obviously you being around people who actually planted a lot of shit. I'm talking about people who never received support from a family, from as well as friends. So I had to let a lot of people go, but not because they were not supportive of whatever I want to do. It's because I knew that they don't have any best interest in their heart. I knew that they actually hate me. So when I actually let them go, I had like, you know what, this is actually my final straw. I need to let them go. So what I'm trying to say is, when people are actually intimidated by you, they know that you have a potential. They know that you have a lot of shit that is going on. They know that you can do it. They know that you can do whatever that you put your mind in it. So what do? Because they're intimidated by you, so they end up throwing shades, throwing a lot of shit. They know that for example, they know that I'm not wanting to work 9 to 5 jobs for a long term. They know that I want a different career path that is actually aligned with my gift, my gift with myself, where I feel like my soul is at peace, but eventually I'm actually growing. Because at the same time, when you're doing a 9 to 5 jobs, yes, it's necessary if you need money for that time being. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just that for me, I know that 9 to 5 jobs, it's a career that will end eventually, because I'm not aligned with it. So what do? They try to bring that path. They know that I was miserable as fuck when I was doing it. They know that I was miserable as fuck when I was working for other people. They know I was miserable as fuck. So they want that version of myself that they don't I that I couldn't love. They want that broken self, because I was actually beneficial to them. So the way now they know that I don't take any opinion from them. They know I don't take any advice from them. So what do? They trying to want me to stay away from my path, the path that I'm actually guided toward to. But at the same time, they are teaching me a lot. So I was like, why are they saying such things? Like, why are they all so obsessed with my path to the point that they have a lot of that is going on? Because eventually we are people, we're going through so much. I like to believe earth is hell itself. So everyone, a living thing, is going through hell. So I was like, you are going through whatever that you're going through. So why do you feel the need to throw some shit, you know? So I'm like, oh, I intimidate you. That's why. So, you know, you won't be like, oh, I actually intimidate this individual. That's why they're running them out like that. So you'll be like, I'm doubting myself, and these people, they see something, you know. So most of the time, it's okay to be like, don't take whatever that they say like it's their own truth. It's their own truth. It's because they don't want to see yourself the way they see you. So what they do, they end up using whatever to make you feel bad about yourself. So yeah, so the dead point that make people why they ruin your name um is because um oh my god, why I actually forget things. It's because you make them feel like they are not doing anything with their life. They feel like they are actually not doing anything in their life. Not because of that, it's because they put pressure on themselves. They compete with you. You want them genuinely to be happy, you want them genuinely to do whatever that is aligned with them. But what do they do? They want you to be like them. They want you to be like them, to be in the same level in terms of whatever. They don't want you to see happy. They don't want, they like, I don't know what's wrong with humans. So that's why, so whenever you're doing something, you are growing, people are intimidated by that, and they wanna hold on to the old you. They wanna trace you back, and they wanna drag you back to the old you because they are not willing to grow. So when you are growing, you can tell because you are living them. You are living that mentality that you have. You're living that stupidity that you have. You are growing because whatever the level that you are stepping in, you require the new version of you, and that version of you doesn't need that stupidity, doesn't need any kind of mentality that you were operating on. So what do? They want you to beg. They want you back. You can't leave us here. You can't. They have that mentality that you actually living them in that mentality. So they have to drag you down in order for them to not feel bad about their shit choices that they're actually making. They forget that we are growing differently, and growth is actually something that is available to all of us. So they make it's a big deal, as if as if you are making it something wrong by changing, because they are not willing to do that. I didn't say you shouldn't grow. I didn't say you should just stay wherever that you actually are. It's you that we are choosing it, because eventually I did chose myself to be toxic, and now I'm living this toxicity. I'm living this mentality that I feel like is no longer aligned with me. I'm working on my constantly unblocking the way I used to view myself, the way I used to view life, the way my limiting beliefs. I'm blocking, I'm unlearning, I'm doing all this inner work, I'm doing all this shadow work, and they're not willing to do that. Instead, you make them feel like they're not doing any shit. So now what do? They make you feel bad about making your best decision for yourself. So it's not your issue, it's not a problem that you're actually doing all of that. They're ruining your name, like, oh, she thinks she's better, oh, she thinks she's this and that, which is not even true. You don't even see them as inferior. You see them as people that are actually walking their own path. It's just that they choose to be hateful instead of like being like, wow, like I actually need to do, I need to reflect on myself. They know. Instead they want to be like, oh, she's this and that, and be like, what? So I'm talking about that. It's actually, it's a bizarre thing to think people can go that much far to ruin your name. And the other reason is, I actually mentioned three, now it's a fourth one. It's the reason that, you know what, I really write all the point down, and now right now I'm actually doing it in a way that is, wow, even myself I feel like, what was I thinking? But anyway, the other reason, the fourth reason, is the fact that you are being tested by the universe, divine, God. Do you trust me? It's a question that the divine, do you trust me? Oh, let me see that, do you actually really trust me? Because when you are actually close to the divine, when you are actually close to your soul, because your soul is God, my soul is God, it's whereby I get guidance, a lot of guidance, downloads. So you are being asked, do you trust me? Do you trust to go this path with me? Do you trust me when I say I'm taking you in this level? When I'm taking this level, will you pass this test that I'm actually gonna throw at you? But of course, you're not gonna say, okay, now right now I'm gonna throw you this, or right now no. It's gonna be surprise even to yourself. Be like, this is how they feel about me. Wow, this is how you'll be so surprised, because sometimes it'd be like person that you never even thought they will do you like that. So be like, so do you trust me? When I say, do you trust me? Do you trust me if I say let go of these people? Do you trust me if I say let go of this mentality? Do you trust me if I say let go of having bad habits that are actually not helping you to elevate, instead they're making you not elevate? Do you trust me to allow you, do you trust me to follow through? Because I'm gonna guide you through your heart, but I'm also gonna give you people that you can actually trust. Because eventually when you're doing something that you like, you're gonna be guided to a lot of things, like maybe animals, cartoon. When you watch cartoon, when you watch TV, you'll be guided to watch something and you'll be like, oh, and then be like talking about it now, and you'll be guided to read a certain book, you'll be guided to do whatever, because now you are doing it, because you chose to have a bond with the divine, with God, with source, that you know what, I'm actually available to be used by you, because he or the guidance that you get, the high power is using you to help other people to see themselves in you. That it's, you are them, a mirror to others. You are mirroring others to that they can do the same. So whenever you're doing that, you'll be asked to do the same. But of course, not like, hey, Zo, do this and that. No, you know that, you know what, I need to let go of this. It's no longer aligned with me. It's no longer bringing a lot of light in me. So you'll be asked to do a lot of things that you're actually not ready to let go. Even your husband, your wife, your whoever that is trying to uh, make your path hard, making your path not that are no longer aligned with you, because people who are actually no longer aligned with you, they want to drag you down. I do get thirsty. So they want to drag you down, they want you down, they don't want you see living up. So when you are actually trusting, sometimes you'll be stripped away from whatever that you had, whatever that you actually uh, align with. So sometimes you have to lose your job, you lose your marriage, uh, lose your money, lose everything in order for you to walk this path. And this path is not for everyone. It's actually people. It's a path that is actually less travel. Not everyone is willing to do that way. So yes, that's why people are actually ruining your name. And another reason, sometimes actually I caught this it's a quote from the book from another writer, South African writer. I forgot her name. Kefilwe something. She's actually entrepreneur. She's everything. She's an inspire. She's everything. She's an author. She's a fashion something. Like she's a designer. Whatever. She's just doing whatever she loves. And in her book, she mentioned something like a lot of hate that we get, it's also divine's love. Because obviously, I think I mentioned in one of my video when I'm talking about divine's love, it won't come at you only when it's pleasant. It's come at you when it's also unpleasant, because eventually you need to experience the pleasant moment, the unpleasant moment. So life is about duality, to experiencing it all, happiness and sadness. Sometimes the happiness and sadness is caused by whoever that you actually gonna meet, and that is okay. Even yourself, sometimes you can be a villain in your life. So yeah, I'm talking about all of that. She didn't write exactly as it, but I'm just gonna quote in the way that I actually remember it. So it's a divine's love, because eventually you need to understand this. Whether you were born a twin, you were born alone, you were born with whoever that you were born with, you are any individual that need to walk their own path without any kind of walk their own path without any kind of dependency. they are killing the dependency that you actually have around people. It's okay to have people that you can rely on. It's okay to have people that are they can love you independently while you are independently yourself, because eventually we are individuals that are supposed to be independently. So the dependence that we create is because of we are having a scarcity mentality. When we are having a scarcity mentality, you have a lot of attachment. You have a lot of you don't operate from a love. You operate from a scarcity mentality that is a poverty mentality that only thinks the only time that you actually being loved is when you are dependent, which is not true, because dependency it's toxic it on its own. So I was like, I remember once I asked someone to help me with creating something that is, so I was not getting any loans, I was not getting money from anywhere, so I was asking for help from someone, and then that person denied me. You know, I was not angry. It was the first time I actually got not angry with the fact that this person is not really willing to help me financially, because I was struggling and I needed money. And I was like, wow, I'm not angry. It's her money. She got the right to do whatever with it. But at that time, obviously, I needed it. I needed it. So I was like, you know what? It's okay. It's fine. And you know what? A lot of doors open when I stop holding on to that path, because I wanted to do this thing, but this thing was not happening. So I thought maybe it's not a time I needed to try harder. I need to do what. So sometimes you just have to let everything go. Let everything go. The path will open for itself. So I was like, you know what? I'm that was love itself. So it was the divine love me. It was a protection itself. I was being protected from it. I was being protected from being dependent to this person. Secondly, and this person, honestly, she never had the best interest in me, but I knew that financially she was doing way better than I was. So I needed help, but I knew that I'm gonna give her money back. But it was more like a loan, but it didn't happen. So, and I'm like, you know what? It's weird how things actually turn up to be, because we all want to be helped by people that we think they got their best interest at heart for us, but only to find out they just want to keep us on the arm's length. They always been keeping us on the arm's length. It's just that we were not open to see exactly what was happening within us. Oh shit! I just want to show you the tarot card that I actually have. I'm just thinking about the Two of Swords right now, whereby there's a woman who's actually having a blindfold and having sword like this. So I'm thinking about the blind spot that they were opening up by the fact that I've seen a lot from this situation. Hair not allowing me, no hair not allowing, hair not borrowing me her money, and I was like, there's actually a lot of blind spot that I actually had. You know, sometimes we know something that is off with this person, but sometimes we're like, oh. But I'm not saying all friends will actually deny you money, or family member that actually deny you money, they hate you. Sometimes they just, no, it's not true. Sometimes you're supposed to get help from someone else and it's okay. But for me, it was because this person was not someone that I actually needed in this career path. It's someone that I actually need to let go, because they were good in that version of my old version of myself, not the version of that I'm actually, not that they were good in that version. It's just that I was blind enough to be around them, so I didn't want to say the truth. Instead, I used to make excuses for their behavior, and I took responsibility for that, because eventually you have to take responsibility. How people treat you, sometimes it's you who allowing them to treat you the way they are treating you. So you can't be blaming or going around blaming them. It's you who's choosing it. When you are choosing it, you know, even if you keep on lying to yourself. So thank you guys for liking, for subscribing on my YouTube channel. Thank you again for the love, for the support. I really appreciate. I'm feeling weird lately, so I won't say I'm sick, but I don't know what I'm actually feeling. But thank you guys for like the love and support. I'm grateful. Die. Bye.